Hi, Luke Hart here from 4Surfboards. Going to talk to you about the Madfresh template, new for 2016. It's our version of a high performance shortboard built for average to good waves, for a surfer that wants to achieve the best high performance surfing, the most aggressive surfing he can get out of the board in a range of conditions. So first we'll talk about the outline. It's got a nice gentle curve through the nose. It's wide here, wide from this point, just to add a little bit of stability. Certainly helps with paddling, but basically for landing your airs and going at slower speeds in lesser waves, that extra little bit of stability for front-footed sort of speed gaining really helps on boards like this, especially because people tend to be riding their high performance shortboards maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches in some circumstances shorter than where they would have previously, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. That sort of extra nose area really helps compensate that. Down into a sort of a more parallel rail through the middle of the board. The wide point's brought slightly up, so you still have a nice sort of extension of the tail half of the rail. So it's very similar to what people would have been riding for 4 or 5 years ago in terms of this area of the board. Slightly higher wide point does that. Slightly stubbier nose gives you the freedom in the platform, freedom on rail of not having the nose there, and the platform to keep it stable, as I mentioned before. Nice parallel rail here through this part of the board just to add for forward drive, keep that board super fast and on rail when you've got it on rail, not to be always to have that forward trajectory. Down through here, a very soft hip comes through this board, and then the board from about here, the board's dramatically brought down into a squash tail. So you have a little bit of extra width here and pivot for turning radius, and a nice amount of hold through the tail when you're jamming that tail in with a lot of torque for quick bottom turns. When you want to get that deep bottom turn in and a critical turn section in the pocket with that sort of tail shape there. That's what it's for, basically, critical surfing right in the pocket. Works well with the rockers and the concaves. The concaves are a single throughout the whole board, right from the nose all the way through here, right out the tail. There's no V in the tail, it's just continuous single all the way through. It has a double through the fins just to split that water when you're on rail. This gives you the best balance of drive and hold on rail, and it works really well with the extra curve that you've got in the rocker through the tail. That means you've got that pivot and that hold in the pocket, or the best balance of it. This is what we feel the best balance is, so you can load up on your turns right in the pocket, and that's what the bottom shape and the rockers and the outline are all designed to do. As you can see in the foil, there's not tons of extra foam in this board. It is a high performance board. It's not to say that we've made it thin, but we're not putting foam where we don't need to put thin. The foam follows the rocker line all the way through here. There's a little bit, the deck flattens out here from about here to here, so you have this extra nice flatter deck area of foam just to give you that float and manoeuvrability. Then it starts fading out again with the rocker just to add sensitivity into the tail. The idea between us packing the foam through here is to give you that lift in the water at lower speeds, and what having extra float gives you is speed once you're on rail. Too much and then you end up with too much float and you don't bite and engage your rail. So it's a fine balance, but again, like I keep saying, this is what we feel is the best balance between high performance surfing, based on what our team riders have said. The rocker, it's got a nice gentle continuous curve. The nose lift is moderate. I wouldn't say it's high, but it's moderate. It's definitely past medium, and the tail is pretty standard heights on the tail, but it's just got a little bit of flatter here and a little bit of extra tail kick here. Again, that's all to help with the best balance between hold and release when you're surfing off the back foot through the pocket. So yeah, that's the Madfresh. Our team all use it for comps and video parts, and when the waves are like I say, average to good, and they want to get the best out of their rail work and their airs, and it's business time, this is the boards that they would all look to surf. So that's the Madfresh. Yeah, check the videos out, they speak for themselves. The boys are ripping, and girls are ripping on this thing. That's the Madfresh.